A Canada Visitor Visa is an official document placed in your passport. It shows that you meet the requirements to enter Canada as a temporary resident. This document is also known as a Temporary Resident Visa, or TRV. It is for people who want to visit Canada for a short period. This could be for tourism, to visit family, to see friends. A TRV does not allow you to work or study for an extended period in Canada. It is strictly for temporary stays. Think of it as a key that lets you travel to a Canadian port of entry. The final decision to let you enter is always made by a border services officer. Many people wonder if they need a visitor visa. The answer depends on your citizenship. Citizens from certain countries are required to get a TRV before they can travel to Canada. You must check the official Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) website to see if your country is on this visa-required list. If your country is not on the list, you might be from a visa-exempt country. In that case, you will likely need an Electronic Travel Authorization (ETA) to fly to Canada. The rules can change, so it is very important to verify the latest requirements for your specific nationality before you make any travel plans. This simple check is the first step in your journey. The validity period of your visa is a crucial detail. A visitor visa can be issued for a single entry or multiple entries. A single entry visa allows you to enter Canada only one time. Once you leave Canada, you cannot use that visa to enter again. A multiple entry visa is more common and allows you to enter and leave Canada multiple times until the visa expires. Most visitor visas are now issued as multiple entry visas. They can be valid for up to 10 years, or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. It is important to understand this distinction as it affects your travel flexibility. Even with a valid visa, the length of your stay in Canada is not unlimited. When you arrive at the airport or land border, a border services officer will determine how long you can stay. Typically, most visitors are granted a stay of up to 6 months. The officer will stamp your passport with the date you must leave by. You must respect this date. If you get a stamp without a date, your stay is valid for 6 months from the day you entered. Always check your passport for this stamp. It is your official permission for the duration of your visit inside Canada, regardless of your visa's expiry date. The Canada Visitor Visa application process follows a logical sequence of steps. It is important to follow this order carefully to avoid delays or mistakes. The very first step is to determine your eligibility. Use the online tool on the IRCC website to check. Once you confirm you need a visa and are eligible to apply, gather all the necessary documents. This is the most time-consuming part. After your documents are ready, fill out the application forms online. Then pay the required government fees. Finally, submit your application. You may be required to provide biometrics. To be eligible, you must convince the visa officer you will leave Canada at the end of your visit. This is the most important part of your application. Demonstrate strong ties to your home country. These ties are things that would compel you to return home. Stable job, family commitments, property you own, ongoing studies. You must also prove you have enough money to cover travel expenses and support yourself during your stay. Have a clean criminal record. Be in good health. Your application is a complete picture of your personal circumstances. A checklist of required documents is your best friend. Documents vary by country, but standard items are required. You will absolutely need a valid passport with at least one blank page. It should be valid for the duration of your intended stay. Provide digital photos that meet IRCC photo specifications. Financial documents are critical. Bank statements for the last 4 to 6 months, pay stubs, a letter from your employer. If self-employed, business registration documents, tax returns. Your travel history can also help. Include copies of old visas. Include entry and exit stamps. This shows you are a genuine traveler. Provide a clear color copy of the passport biodata page. Your passport must be valid for your trip. It's wise to have at least 6 months validity beyond your planned departure from Canada. This avoids potential issues at the border or with your application. An invitation letter can significantly strengthen your application if you are visiting a friend or family member in Canada. This letter should be written by the person you are visiting. It serves as a formal declaration from your host. The letter must include specific details to be effective. It should clearly state your host's full name. It should clearly state your host's address. It should clearly state your host's telephone number in Canada. It must also describe their status in Canada, Canadian citizen, or permanent resident. Attach a copy of their passport. Attach their permanent resident card. The letter acts as a form of support for your visit. The invitation letter must also provide information about you, the applicant. Include your full name. Include your date of birth. Include your relationship to the host. The purpose and duration of your visit must be clearly explained. For example, are you coming for a wedding? For example, a holiday? For example, to help with a newborn baby? The letter should also specify where you will be staying and who will be paying for your expenses. If your host is providing accommodation, they should explicitly state this. If your host is providing financial support, they should state this. Include proof of financial capacity, a notice of assessment, NOA, from the Canada Revenue Agency, or bank statements. While an invitation letter comes from your host, the cover letter, or letter of explanation, is written by you. This is your chance to speak directly to the visa officer. A well-written cover letter ties your entire application together. It explains any details that might not be clear from the forms alone. Use it to clearly state the purpose of your trip in your own words. Outline your day-by-day travel itinerary if you are a tourist. If visiting family, explain why this visit is important to you now. Being honest and direct is always the best approach. Your cover letter is also the perfect place to emphasize your strong ties to your home country. Do not just assume the visa officer will connect the dots from your documents. Explicitly state that you have a secure job to return to. Explicitly state you have family members who depend on you. Explicitly state you have property that requires your attention. Reiterate your intention to leave Canada at the end of your authorized stay. Applying for your visitor visa online is the most common and efficient method. The first step is to create a secure IRCC account on the official Government of Canada website. You will need a valid email address for this. Once your account is set up, you will be guided through a questionnaire that determines your eligibility and generates a personalized document checklist. The online tool ensures correct forms and required information based on your situation. Always use the official website to avoid scams. After getting your checklist, download and fill out the main application form, IMM 5257. Also complete other forms. Family information form, IMM 5645. Fill out these forms carefully on your computer. After completing a form, click the Validate button. It will generate a page with barcodes. Save this validated form. You will then upload this and your supporting documents to your IRCC account. Make sure your scanned documents are clear. Correct file format: PDF, correct file format, JPG, and within the specified size limits. Paying the application fees is a mandatory step done online. You will need a valid credit or debit card to pay. Application processing fee, biometrics fee. The biometrics fee covers fingerprints and a photograph. As of 2025, most applicants must give biometrics. Europe, Asia, Africa, Middle East. Always pay both fees at the same time to avoid processing delays. After payment, you will receive an official receipt. Save it. Before you hit the final submit button, take the time to double-check everything. Review each form for accuracy and ensure every required document is uploaded. A small mistake like an incorrect date of birth or a missing document can lead to significant delays or even a refusal. Use clear file names like passport, John, do.pdf. Once you're confident it's complete, electronically sign and submit it. You will then receive a confirmation message from IRCC. After you submit your application and pay the fees online, you will likely receive a biometric instruction letter, BIL, in your IRCC account. This usually arrives within 24 hours. This letter is your official request to provide your biometrics. You have 30 days from the date of the letter to complete this step. You must book an appointment at the nearest Visa Application Centre, VAC. VACs are third-party service providers authorized by the Government of Canada to handle these services. It is wise to book your appointment as soon as you receive the BIL, as slots can fill up quickly, especially during peak travel seasons. On the day of your appointment, you must bring your passport, the biometric instruction letter, and your appointment confirmation. The process at the VAC is usually quick and straightforward. An official will take a digital photograph of you and scan your fingerprints. This information is then securely transmitted to IRCC and linked to your visa application. The biometrics data is used to verify your identity. Once you have completed this step, your part of the active process is mostly done. All you can do now is wait for IRCC to process your application and make a decision. This waiting period can be stressful. The processing time for a visitor visa can vary widely. It depends on the country you are applying from and the volume of applications IRCC is receiving at that time. You can check the estimated processing times on the IRCC website, which are updated weekly. However, these are just estimates, and your application could take more or less time. During this period, you should monitor your email and your IRCC account for any updates or requests for additional information. It is important not to make any non-refundable travel plans, like booking flights or hotels, until you have the visa in your hand. If your application is approved, you will receive a notification in your IRCC account. This notification is often called the Original Passport Request, PPR. This means IRCC is ready to place the visa sticker in your passport. The PPR email will contain detailed instructions on how to submit your passport to the VAC. You will need to follow these instructions precisely. This usually involves submitting your passport in person or via a secure courier, along with the PPR letter and any applicable VAC service charges for passport transmission. After submission, the VAC will send your passport to the Canadian Visa Office for stamping and then return it to you. Unfortunately, not all applications are successful. Understanding the common reasons for rejection can help you prepare a stronger case. One of the most frequent reasons for refusal is a failure to demonstrate strong ties to your home country. The visa officer was not convinced that you would leave Canada after your visit. Another top reason is insufficient financial proof. If you cannot show that you can afford your trip without the risk of working illegally, your application may be denied. An unclear or vague purpose of travel is also a red flag. Be specific about why you want to visit. Other reasons for rejection include incomplete documentation, inconsistencies in your application, a poor travel history. If your application is refused, you will receive a letter explaining the general reasons. While disappointing, this is not the end of the road. You have the option to reapply. Before you do, carefully review the refusal letter and try to address the specific concerns raised by the officer. For a more detailed explanation, you can request your GCMS notes. This can give you valuable insight for a future application. While most visitor visa applicants are not called for an interview, it can happen. If you are asked to attend an interview, see it as an opportunity to clarify your case. Be punctual, dress professionally, and bring all your original documents with you. Answer every question truthfully and directly. The officer will likely ask about your travel plans, your finances, and your ties to home. At the VAC, always be polite and follow the staff's instructions. Keep copies of every single document you submit for your own records and in case you need them later. Once you have your visa-stamped passport back, you are almost ready to go. For your trip, create a travel checklist. Carry your passport with the visa. Also, bring supporting documents. A copy of your invitation letter, proof of funds, return flight booking, travel insurance. When you arrive in Canada, a border services officer will ask you a few questions. Answer them confidently and honestly. They have the final say on your entry. By starting your application early, being honest and thorough, and keeping your documents organized, you greatly increase your chances of a successful and smooth journey to Canada in 2025.